Hey, what's up guys, the StrongBoys19 here, and it's time for me to do another one of these update videos for my channel. Apologies from the looks of my hair, it's because the stupid bloody hot sun. You know, obviously I'm always wearing black, and yeah, by the way, there will be a concert review of the experience of the Quadrophenia and More tour from The Who in a few days' time, so better keep an eye out for that. So, yeah, without any further ado, let's just get on with it. So, I have 6 CDs. They're from HMV, and they are really quite, quite cheap, and the total of those CDs are around £45. So I'm just that greedy pillock that just wants to spend on everything from my my Slipknot wallet. So let's just get on with it. The first one is Black Sabbath's Sabotage, their 5th album, and I always loved these designs of the remasters. I think Black Sabbath with Sabotage, some people say that this is an underrated album. Well, I have to say that Sabotage is one of my favourite albums from the Aussie era, and I just loved loads of very good things on the Aussie era, especially their debut in Paranoid, Master of Reality. I also loved Volume 4. Sabotage is one of them, and to me, I enjoy Technical Ecstasy, and that album is, in my opinion, their underrated album from the Aussie era. So, yeah. So that is Sabotage from Black Sabbath. And this next one I have been very, very pleased about to get. And it is my personal favourite album from the Rolling Stones, along with Exile on Main Street. So this album and Exile on Main Street are my 2 #1 personal favourites, and this one is Sticky Fingers. I love Sticky Fingers that much, I just had to buy it. You know, there's just so many brilliant tracks on this album, like Brown Sugar, my favourite Rolling Stones song ever. You know, Sway, Wild Horses, Can't You Hear Me Knocking, Dead Flowers, Bitch, Moonlight Mile, just all of these songs. And also the cover from the track You've Gotta Move is also amazing. So, yeah, I always love Sticky Fingers with every part of my heart. So, yeah, and I will be back to do the review on Let It Bleed in the channel, hopefully. Then I'll be reviewing Sticky Fingers and Exile on Main Street and other ones. So, yeah. The next one is another item from my John Lennon collection, and for his discography, and it is Walls and Bridges. And I know that I haven't got his 3rd album, which is also a live album, and I still need to get Mind Games and Rock and Roll. I've got Double Fantasy, the stripped down edition. I also need to get Milk and Honey as well. But this is another very, very good John Lennon album, and I just really find his drawings back at the age of 11 really quite unique. And as you know, that I'm just a big, big Lennon fanatic, so I just had to collect another Lennon album. So, yeah, that's Walls and Bridges from John Lennon, and I will be back to review his discography, in the future. The next one is my 2nd favourite thrash album of all time, and a lot of people really do not like the remixed and remastered series of these albums, but I actually don't mind them, and it is Rust in Peace from Megadeth. Now, as I said before, a lot of people just hate these remixed and remastered versions. And surprisingly, I've got Peace Sells But Who's Buying, which is also remixed and remastered. So yeah, and I just had to buy Rust in Peace, and just leaving it at the shelf at the HMV store. You know, I always loved Rust in Peace. Who doesn't know Rust in Peace when it comes to metal? So that's just really all I've got to say about Rust in Peace. So I've already reviewed it, and I need to get back to Megadeth's discography. Excuse me. So yeah, I will be trying my best to buy the original versions of, you know, these Megadeth albums, like Rust in Peace and Peace Sells. So yeah, the last two, Beggar's Banquet from the Rolling Stones, another classic of mine. I gave it a 10 out of 10. Another one of those DSD remastered versions, like I've got the remastered versions from DSD from Out of Our Heads, the UK version, and Between the Buttons, and also Let It Bleed, and Beggar's Banquet, you know. So I always loved Beggar's Banquet a lot. And yeah, and the last one is from my favourite Led Zeppelin album. Besides Led Zeppelin 4, it is Led Zeppelin 2. And it's just a complete, absolute classic. You cannot go anything wrong with Led Zeppelin when it comes to a lot of these greatest albums of all time that has just been released and just been absolute legendary classics. Great songs, Whole Lot of Love, the Lemon Song, Moby Dick, Ramble On, just all of these 9 tracks, produced by Jimmy Page, surprisingly. This is the 1994 digitally remastered version, so I have no complaints about that. So that is my update for today's video, and I will be back to do more. And as I've said, I will be doing my concert review of my experience from The Who, playing Quadrophenia, and there are other songs from the Quadrophenia and More tour. So, thank you guys for watching. Keep it metal.